Okay, so show of hands, how many of you thought this was going to be a series that I started and then just bailed on and didn't finish? Probably a lot of you, but I'm very determined to finish this specific series as well as, you know, some other series that I've started recently, or maybe just one. So yes, this is the continuation of my Hyped series. So a few weeks ago, I believe it's actually been over a month now, I did the most overhyped green beauty brands. Okay, so as I was talking, I just realized that I forgot to brush my teeth after I ate some spaghetti, so I went to carefully go do that so as not to disturb, you know, any of my makeup. But what I was saying is that this is the continuation of my Hyped series. So the last one that I did, which I'll link below, was my most overhyped green beauty brands. Today, what I'm gonna be doing is, instead of brands, or it's like brands and products, but today I'm gonna be focusing more on like products and not brands, because I think within like a lot of brands, there are seriously underhyped products. And it's hard to say these days that like one specific brand is underhyped. Though I do think that there are a lot of brands that, you know, what's overhyped and underhyped definitely reflects on, say, who you follow. Because if you only follow like, I don't know, 10 influencers, a lot of stuff is gonna seem either overhyped or underhyped because you're only gonna be seeing what they're talking about. But if you're following like every single, you know, green beauty blogger in the space, then, you know, you have a varying difference to someone else of what overhyped or underhyped may be. So a lot of this is sort of like, I have cat hair, I'm wearing some cream things, so like cat hair sticks to my face. But a lot of what is considered overhyped and underhyped is definitely just based on who you follow, you know, what you see people talking about, because something that I may say is underhyped, you may think is overhyped. So like the last video, these are just my opinions these are mostly just products that I think are underhyped. And we are going to be doing it the same way, where I sort of go over your guys' answers that I asked you for over on Instagram first, and then I'm going to be going through my list of products that I specifically think are underhyped. I didn't bring anything in here because it's just easier for me to throw a picture up on the screen, and one of you guys actually suggested I do that. So for this video, there will be pictures of the things that I'm talking about to the best of my ability, because I do want to make sure that I get this out on time. And then let's also talk about this little guy, because he was featured in the last video as well. And if you remember, it was, you know, I was thinking that he wasn't going to be around for much longer, and I was like crying about how I'm going to miss the kitty. Well, obviously we kept him. If you've watched any of my videos since then, I did like a introduction video, and then he's been in a couple of other videos. So I kind of wanted to just do like a side-by-side for like how big he is now versus how big he was in that other video, since it's been quite a few weeks. I feel like it was like 5 weeks ago. He's like the sweetest, but he's also like the biggest DICK. Yeah, if I can get him to like sort of look at the camera and not look at me. So look over there, look over there. Pugsley, look at the camera. He is so much bigger. I can tell how much bigger. Look at his face. He's so cute. No blue eyes this time. Much bigger. We went to the vet like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, and he was up like an entire pound since, you know, the first time I brought him in. He was 5 weeks, I believe, when I posted that video, and I'm pretty sure I've lost track at this point. I think he's 10 weeks now. So I think he's like, you know, twice the age. Look at how much bigger he is. He's so big. It's crazy. It's crazy. And yeah, he is. He's quite the little jerk. Especially like when I leave him out like at night, because I let him out now, like he's out amongst, you know, the crowd. Like at night, he'll like sleep nice with me for like a little while. He'll like lay with me, but then like in the middle of the night he gets rowdy, and I wake up to him like biting my face or like biting my fingers or like biting my ears. He's very bitey, but there are some times when he'll sit and he'll just like lay nice with me, but not very often. When he's got energy, man, he is biting. He's biting, yeah. Okay, so that's him. And then there are a couple of other things I wanted to address. I thought about these things more in the shower, and now like as I'm getting ready to talk about them, I'm like, I don't know. One of the things was related to like what I was saying about it depends on who you're following. what you view as overhyped and underhyped, because to me, or to like, if someone following me, if say I'm the only blogger you're following, which I know is not the case for anybody, but say like I'm the only person that you're following, like the Fit Glow lip glosses could be overhyped to you because it's like all that I talk about, but honestly, I love them. But yeah, to some people they may be overhyped, to some people they may be underhyped. So like I was saying, it all goes back to who you're following, how many people you're following, more cat hair. And then just like what any specific person chooses to like put on their feed, because mostly I think what this comes down to is like Instagram. Instagram is like, I have so many thoughts about Instagram. And like, I'm just about to get into like a tiny little rant because I can't help myself. But like a lot of it is dependent on what someone chooses to put on their feed. I've seen so many influencers who say things like, I only post things on my feed if I'm getting paid to do so, which I think is a huge disservice to your community. If you're only, like, these may be things that you love. They may be things that you love and that these are your trusted things and you only care about these things. But like, to only post about stuff if you're getting paid to do it, I have such an issue with that. And I mean, yeah, like I have an issue with people who their entire feed is ads. Like I can't trust a single thing that you say because everything that you posted is an ad, and you're so hell-bent on like making it that, I don't know, I have so many thoughts. That needs to be like another video of it's not like underhyped product, but it's like issues I have with like beauty bloggers or something like that. I don't know, because I have so many issues with like the things that people do. I know I shouldn't care. I should just like focus on me or whatever, but like I feel like people get like duped. And especially like the whole insert blogger name here approved, because there are so many of those floating around these days. It's like, you know, insert blogger name here, hashtag whoever approved. It's like, obviously it's going to be them, approved by them, because they're the ones who are like, I could just go with cruelty-free vegan beauty approved on like everything, but that's just so like, it's so cheesy and ridiculous, because I could sit here and hawk bleach and say it's cruelty-free vegan beauty approved, and like, does that mean anything? No, it doesn't mean anything, because again, another issue for a problems I have with beauty bloggers video. But yeah, so like it's all dependent on who you follow and what they choose to share with you, because if they only choose to share with you certain things, then it's going to seem like something is underhyped or overhyped depending on who you follow. And then the other thing that I wanted to sort of like talk about was a comment that someone left on my last video that was quickly deleted. Not sure why you deleted it. But someone was oh no, this was on my May Lindstrom video, I think, because I had actually I had said something in that video about like, I was really happy with the engagement that was on my overhyped video. And like, this person was sort of criticizing me for wanting views. Like, yes, I want you guys to watch and engage with me. That's like the whole point. Otherwise I wouldn't do this. Like if I didn't care about engaging with people and like people who are subscribed to me watching, like this isn't about me wanting to blow up and be like, you know, have like 1 million subscribers or something stupid. It's not about that. It's about engaging with the people who choose to follow me. So if like I never grow from 7,000, honestly, I do not care, as long as the people that are subscribed to me like engage with me. That's all I'm asking for, is engagement. That's why I'm doing these things, because I want engagement. And I don't think that's wrong. And maybe that's why this person deleted their comment, is like, maybe they thought about it and they were like, well, she's not, what she's asking for is not wrong. But like, I don't think asking for engagement is wrong. And I don't really think it's fair to criticize me for asking for engagement when I'm on a platform that encourages engagement, or maybe not encourages engagement. I don't know. YouTube is like a whole cluster. It's a whole clusterfuck these days. But yeah, I want engagement. I don't think that's wrong. Like, I do this because I don't have enough people to talk to in my day-to-day life. Like, and I don't have a lot of, you know, like I've made a lot of friends through this. But like, if I didn't have this, I'd literally have nobody. Like, I want to talk to people. That's not wrong. So yeah, I'm doing these videos because I want you guys to watch and I want you guys to talk to me. So there's that. So I don't know. I hope that person, I forgot to write your username down. I was going to address it, but then you like quickly deleted your comment and then it was gone from everywhere. So, I mean, I don't really understand when people get criticized. Like, I'm not looking to be a humongous beauty blogger like this. I'm not looking to ever make this my job. That's another comment for like things I hate about beauty bloggers video. But I think it's dumb to like pull all your hopes and dreams on having like an influencer career, because your popularity could change at any second and then you lose your job, and then what's left for you? I don't know. I think we've seen so many like bigger YouTubers, you know, like lose their platform so many times. I don't know. I don't want that for myself. Like even if this somehow ever made me as much money as my actual day job, I would never quit my day job, because blogging is so unstable. Like it could change at any moment. Like I could be canceled tomorrow for, you know, who knows what. Maybe you guys don't like me tomorrow and I'm canceled. I don't know. But like then I would have my day job to fall back on, and it's no big deal. But like the people who pin their entire livelihood on blogging, I just think that's such a ridiculous move. But anyway, okay. 10 minutes in, now we're getting into the actual meat of this video. So we're doing the most underhyped green beauty products and brands. I asked you guys for both. I asked for brands and for products over on Instagram, and it was in October. I asked for these responses. So the responses are about a month old. I should have asked again just to get some more, but I think we've got enough. We've got 4 pages of 8. So we've got a good amount to go through, plus my list. So, okay, so these are your guys' responses to the most underhyped green beauty products and brands. And then like my thoughts on what your responses are, and then we're gonna get into mine. I probably just repeated myself, but my brain is still like, you know, not functioning correctly. So someone said Osya Ocean Cleanser. I'm very hit or miss on Osya. I like a lot of the Osya stuff, but like some of it, I don't think any of it's overhyped. I don't think Osya is like an overhyped brand, but I do think some of their stuff could be considered underhyped. I almost added something to my list, but then I was like, well, no. It's just sort of like just, you know, hyped enough or whatever. But I know a lot of people love the Osya Ocean Cleanser. My husband went through 3 bottles of it before he told me he's ready to, you know, try something else. So now he's using the Olivia probiotic wash or something like that. He really likes that. But the Osya Ocean Cleanser is a good cleanser. I do think that's a good cleanser. And I used a full bottle of it. He used 3 bottles of it. So we went through 4 bottles of it in my house. The brand Inika, which I do agree, I think there are some products from Inika that are, you know, underhyped. And I'm not sure what that's. I don't know if it's because they're an Australian brand and maybe they're a little bit more expensive and people just like don't invest. I don't know. But there are some products from Inika that I like. I like their mascaras. They do make a lot of really pretty stuff. They've come out with a lot of nice stuff for the holidays. If you want to go look, they came out with an advent calendar, which I almost bought. But then I was like, do I really need all these things? No, not really. But like if you're looking for like a green beauty advent calendar, Inika does have one. So someone said all the Mahalo goodies, but especially the Rare Indigo Balm. I think there are certain products from Mahalo that are considered underhyped, but I think for the most part, I think people know and like love Mahalo. I think mostly they're justifiably hyped. So someone said Fire and Ice Herbals Vanilla Bean Salve, Wild Veil Perfumes, Daria's Apothecary Night Serum. And those are all brands and things that I have no idea. I'm gonna have to go look them up. But yeah, if I've never heard of them, they're probably underhyped, or they're probably like a small, you know, smaller like indie brand. Zeusie Luxe Liquid Eyeliner. I know a lot of people love that. Lily Lolo glosses, never tried those. Lip glosses are like hit or miss for me too. Like I have to really like the formula has to be exceptional. Like the Fit Glow lip serums, that's what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing the shade Cherry today, which I do actually think is going to be available for sale after it's the Love More promotion. So I think once the Love More promotion is done, you'll start seeing it other places, because I did see Fit Glow post something after I posted my Monday video about Cherry being a new shade. So I think that's something they're going to be selling. But yeah, I've never tried the Lily Lolo glosses. I'm sort of underwhelmed in general by Lily Lolo. Like I've tried a couple of their products and they've been sort of like nice, but they haven't been like mind-blowing. Like they're affordable, but I don't think they're like stellar, you know? So the Osmia Black Clay Soap. I love the Osmia Black Clay Soap. Yuli Cleanser, Carrot Seed Oil, Blissoma products. I do think Blissoma is one of those sort of like underrated brands. You don't really hear about them that much. There are a few people who post about them, and it's mostly smaller bloggers. So this is like one of those things that I was going back to in the beginning where it's like, what you see on a certain person's feed sort of like varies greatly depending on if they're being paid or not. There are quite a few bigger bloggers who really only post like sponsored content. And like I said, again, I think it's doing a disservice to like their community, because there could be really amazing products out there that they just won't share because they're not being paid to do it. So, but I don't know, blogging in general is really, it is like a time consuming job, and you have to like dedicate a certain amount of time to certain products. I mean, one of the things that drives me crazy about people is like, you'll see someone rave about a product after trying it for like 3 days, and you're like, okay, how much do you really know about it? When I put in like months and months to like the testing process. So just because I see like people review stuff after such a short amount of time, I just get so annoyed. But yeah, Blissoma is one of those brands. I think they do have some products that I think are, you know, underhyped. I like their SPF, their phototonic is really nice, and I think that's an underhyped product. Okay, so next, Blue Alchemy. I do have all of their stuff, and I don't have enough of an opinion to say whether or not it's underhyped or overhyped. Well, it wouldn't be overhyped because you hardly hear anybody talk about it, but that is one of the next brands that I'm going to be getting into once I'm finally done with my Ashlyn Quinn review, which will be soon. Infior Flor Vibrant Balm. It works. Yeah, I've only tried two, is it 2 or 3? 2. How many products of Infior have I tried? I only tried what came in that Beauty Heroes box from like one of the very first boxes they did. Or it was like, I forget when it was. It was like in 2015. But the only products that I've tried from Infiore are those 2 products. And I didn't actually finish them because they were just sort of like, to me, they were just sort of so-so. I know a lot of people love Infiore though, so I'm not gonna like knock Infiore because I don't know. I know someone's gonna give me shit about this too, because I did knock Kypris or did I knock Kypris? Kypris and Tata Harper and like Kier Weiss and like brands that I hadn't actually tried. But I mean, Infiore is very expensive, but I know a lot of people like rave about them. But I haven't heard a single person say anything negative about Infiore, so that's why I'm less hesitant to say Infiore is overhyped. Where things like Kier Weiss and like Tata Harper, I've heard people say, you know, negative things about it. So that's why I'm more prone to say those are overhyped. Infiore, I'm just going to leave alone because I don't really know enough about Infiore. But the products that I tried, I was underwhelmed by. So I don't know. But I've only tried 2 things. I would like to, if I ever go to San Francisco, I would like to go to that spa that does like Infiore facials just to sort of get like an experience of Infiore. I'm sure that would be like hella expensive. I have no idea how much that costs, but that is something that I do want to do if I ever end up in San Francisco. So 100% Pure, someone said, is underhyped. I think 100% Pure can go either way. I think there are some things that are like good and people don't talk about. And then there were some things that are sort of like so-so. I did just recently get a bunch of 100% Pure, not like a bunch, but like I got a few 100% Pure things in the mail. I will be doing a swatch of their lip glosses soon because that's like sort of a new thing that they just recently came out with. And then there are a couple of other things that I asked for that I'll be talking about. This cat is attacking me. He is just biting me nonstop. Go away. Ugh. Maybe I should have let my sister keep him. He's such a jerk now. Look at it. Look at it. He's just so mean. But yeah, I think 100% Pure can go either way. Weleda Skin Foods. Again, it's another one of those things you really only see people talk about when they're being like sponsored to do so. So is Weleda underhyped? Probably. Have I tried anything from Weleda? I tried their deodorant spray once and I did not like that. I didn't think that was a good product, but I also have like a very hard time with deodorant. I'm like about to like throw him outside. Get out of here. But yeah, Weleda is another one of those brands that you sort of only see people talk about when they're being sponsored to do so. And I was contacted once by Weleda about sponsored content, but like I haven't tried their products. So like I'd have to try their products before like I'm willing to take on something like that. So not very exciting category, but Badger's Thick Lip Balm, hands down best for dry lips. That's a product I haven't tried. There's so many lip balms out there though. It's so hard. Oh, it's so hard. What you looking at? What you looking at? May Lindstrom, even though it's probably quite hyped now with them in this Spaced NK. I don't know what Spaced NK is. Is that a UK thing? I'm not sure what that is. But May Lindstrom I don't think is underhyped. I I did a whole video, if you haven't watched it, on products I liked better than the entire May Lindstrom line, which at this point has gotten a lot of dislikes. People don't like that video. That's fine. That's fine. We all have differing opinions. People thought I was like too sassy in that video, which maybe I was, but like, I don't know, sometimes I'm sassy, especially about stuff that, you know, aggravates me. Like, how much money did I waste on May Lindstrom? Like $700? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be like agitated about it. Whatever. Whole brands, Root, Zeo, Elate, Era Perez, waterproof mascara. So Root, I can't say a lot about Root because I haven't really tried a lot of their products, or any, actually. Have I tried any Root products? I don't think I did. I was in talks with Root a couple of years ago to like try some of their products, but then they decided they weren't going to send to me. So I was like, okay, that's fine. They release products all the time though. I think I've heard a lot of people say they get like overwhelmed by Root because they're like constantly releasing new shades of stuff. But they do make like, you know, pressed shadows, pressed blushes. Their stuff seems too glittery for me though. Like when I was like shade matched to their foundation at the Indie Beauty Expo one year, like I noticed there was a lot of shimmer in the foundation. And maybe that's like a light reflecting thing, or that's like something to like blur. I don't know. I couldn't get down with that look. So like I just chose not to, you know, purchase anything because I just felt like it wasn't a good fit for me. Zeo and Elate is the same. I know of them. I know they're more like refillable options. But I haven't delved into those brands. Elate, I would be more, I think, sort of like, of those three brands, Elate is the one that sort of like appeals to me the most. And then Era Perez is actually on my list of underhyped. I love Era Perez. Their waterproof mascara is just sort of so-so to me, but it's just mascara. Earthwise Beauty. Yeah, I think Earthwise Beauty is pretty underhyped. You never hear, you know, like bigger bloggers talk about them. Again, it's that same issue where it goes back to they're not being paid to, so they're not going to. And then there was one beauty blogger that actually was sponsored. I believe I've seen them sponsor one bigger beauty blogger who then like never mentioned them again, which I found really annoying. I was like, so you're gonna sponsor, okay, I was a little like jaded about this. I was like, so you're gonna sponsor a bigger beauty blogger who's never talked about you before, but then you're not willing to sponsor like any of the other people who talk about you constantly for free? I don't know. I mean, that's not like a dig at Ava. I was feeling a little bit like, what the hell when I saw that? It was a while ago now. It's been like a year. But like, I love Earthwise. You guys know this. I talk about them. Like, I'm not looking to be sponsored by Earthwise Beauty. I think it's odd. I think it's odd when brands will sponsor like someone who, just because they're bigger, just because they have a bigger number, so they have like a bigger following than like the people who are loyal to them, who are constantly promoting them. I think it's weird when brands will sponsor like bigger people, but they won't sponsor like little people who are loyal to them and who will talk about them even when they're not being paid to do so. I think that's what I find strange. And FitGlow does the same thing. I mean, I love FitGlow to death, but like I noticed FitGlow sponsors like this one beauty blogger specifically who has like hundreds of thousands of followers, but then like won't give me the time of day most of the time. I don't know. I fight with like how I feel about these things like all the time. But yeah, Earthwise I do believe is like an underhyped brand. Face mists, this person says, are underhyped. I don't think so. I don't think face mists. I don't know. I love face mists. Rachel's Plan B facial cleansing soap. Not something that I've tried, but I'll have to look into it. The Lima Pure Mineral Base. I love the Lima Pure Base. I'm wearing it right now. I do think, I mean, there are certain products I think that are underhyped, and I think that can be one of them. I mean, because you don't hear a lot of people talking about like the Lima Pure Foundation. Do you hear people talking about Lima Pure really? I'm like trying to think of like green beauty bloggers who like talk about Lima Pure on like any kind of regular basis. I mean, I do. I talk about their foundation all the time. I've done like a video for it. I've done a couple videos for it, I think. I did, you know, like their lipstick swatches. I love their pressed eyeshadow in Siren, at least. I mean, the Lima Pure makes great stuff, but I don't think you hear, when you think of like green beauty blogger, I don't think that the people that you probably think of when you automatically hear green beauty blogger, I don't think you hear those people talk about them like ever. Natural Logic Luna Mask. I love the Natural Logic Luna Mask. I mean, it sells out pretty quickly when she does have it. I think the only reason you don't hear people talk about it that much is because it's a seasonal item. It's not available like all year round. Otherwise, I'd be talking that shit up all day long, every single day, because I love the Luna Mask. I do still talk about it quite frequently, even though I know it's not available most of the year. I love the Luna Mask, so good. Sahara Rose Skincare and PSE Peridot Cleanser. Sahara Rose. I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna have to Google this one. Sahara Rose. It sounds familiar. Oh, okay, so yes, I've tried some of the Sahara Rose products and I liked them, but I wasn't overly overwhelmed by them. Like I wasn't like, oh my God, these are the best products I've ever tried in my life. They're just okay. I mean, I felt like they were pretty like basic, at least the products that I tried. I tried 3. I tried the cleanser, the dry mask, and then the rose mist. I mean, they're all nice products. They're nicely formulated. They're like nice, but they're not like, you know, forever products, you know? They're not products that I would go out and rebuy. Vanderho #1 serum. Vandero #1. I don't actually even know what that is. Moss Skincare, I do think is also pretty underhyped. I think that's got a lot to do with the price though, because the products that, Moss formulates are they're very expensive. And she's actually coming out with a product soon, or maybe she just released it, like the Peptide Party, which isn't it like in the 200s? But her products are very effective. The products that I've gotten to try from her, I love. I love the Moss products that I've tried. So they are expensive, but they're very effectively made. They're made for like my skin type, because I do believe the owner of Moss has like an acne prone skin type. So she does formulate for that kind of skin type. The products that I've tried from Moss have all been beautiful and extremely effective and potent products. So they're expensive, but I think they are underhyped just because they are so expensive. But they're very effective products. Somebody else says May Lindstrom Everything. The products are either too active for me or don't do much. Well, that's a confusing statement then, because maybe they meant that is to be overhyped. Maybe they misread my question. Okay, so we've got one more set. The Gressa Oreo Eye Tint. I have a couple of them. I have Bronze, which I bought. I haven't worn yet. I should wear that. It's so pretty. And then I have, or is Oreo one of the colors? Gressa Oreo. I think Oreo might be actually one of the colors. It is. It's excuse me, it's one that I actually have. It's like that like light champagne color. So he's finally worn himself out and he's like asleep at my feet now. Oh, I'm trying to pet him to get him to purr, but he like bites me. But yeah, I actually like the Gressa eye tints. I think that most of the colors are really pretty. She does have a couple of like weird colors, I think. There's a green one that's very interesting, but I think for the most part the eye tints they're very pretty and I really like them. I have Obscure, I have Oreo, I have Bronze. I would like Plume. Plume is a really pretty color. The Green Cream, I agree, I really love that product. It came in one of the Beauty Heroes boxes and it's really nice. The Rawa Hydration Detangler. I haven't tried it. The Rawa products that I've tried have actually been really underwhelmed by. I didn't really like the shampoo and conditioner that I've tried. They just didn't really do anything for my hair, so hard to say on that end. I know a lot of people love Rawa though. The Evolve Radiant Glow Mask, that's one that I actually want to try. I have their cacao antioxidant mask or something. It's like cacao blueberry. I'm not sure what it is. I have that and I do really like it, but I do really want to try the Radiant Glow Mask. And I do think Evolve is probably one of those like sort of underrated brands because they're really inexpensive, but they're like an international or it's like a UK brand or something. I can't remember where they're from. But I think that's why that most people like don't talk about them but they are available on Credo. Or some of their products are available on Credo. I'll leave a link below for them. Go check them out. The products that I have tried, I have liked though. Cocoa Kind products and Live Botanical products. Live Botanical, I will say yes, but I think there are a lot of people who talk about Live Botanical. And I don't really think Live Botanical for the most part, I think Live Botanical like gets just enough hype because Live Botanical makes really affordable, effective products that are like beautifully formulated. I don't think they're underhyped or overhyped. I think they're just hyped enough. Cocoa Kind products, I've tried them a while ago and I was sort of underwhelmed by them, so I don't know. You also don't hear about them really that much in the space. I see like a few smaller people that I follow like talk about them every once in a while, but they're not like overly talked about. And then there's the Osmium face and body soaps, their spot treatment, and then the Marie Veronique face oil. I went through 2 of the Osmium spot treatments. It's nice, but I actually like the Naturalogic Purify spot treatment better. The Osmium face soaps, I have only tried their black clay soap, but I do want to try their pumpkin one soon. But yes, I do believe the black clay face soap is phenomenal. And then their body soaps, which I have 4 of. I just bought 2 more actually. I bought 2 of their special winter scents. I haven't actually tried them though, so I can't really give my opinion on those. Siam Seas Twilight Be Calm, another product I haven't tried. Siam Seas, I sort of like go back and forth on because some of the products that I've tried that I really like their body serum is beautiful, their acne serum works really well, but then I don't really like their Yen Heal and Hydrate. I never got on with that. So Siam Seas is like sort of so-so for me. I tried a couple of their scrubs before they reformulated. The body scrub I finished, but I did not like it. The face scrub stripped my skin and I had to, you know, sell it to somebody or like give it away. I can't remember what I did with it, but like I had to get rid of that because it just did not work for me. So Siam Seas I'm like half and half on. Jane Scribner Acid Toner, I really want to try that. I really want to try some more Jane Scribner stuff. But I've liked the Jane Scribner stuff that I've tried, which has been the cleanser and the OO cream. Have I tried anything else? I don't think so. Okay, so now we're gonna get into my list. So these are the products that I think are the most underhyped products and brands. Mostly products, and this is like not the most all-encompassing list. I mean, I don't want, because I don't want to make this video like uber long. So these are like just the things that I really think are underhyped and like people don't talk about enough. So I'm gonna move over a little bit so I can put, you know, little pictures here. Okay, so Modern Minerals and, or Momi Beauty now, she's like sort of rebranded herself as Momi Beauty, sort of like quietly. She didn't really like announce it or anything. She just started calling herself Momi Beauty, but I really think that in general, Momi Beauty is pretty underhyped. Like, I talk about her stuff a lot because, I mean, not just because I know her personally, but I really love and believe in her products. She makes one of the best loose powder foundations that I've tried. Hers and the Lima Pure are my 2 favorite loose powder foundations. Because the one from Modern Minerals especially is very like creamy. It's almost like when you put it on, it's almost like a cream, but it makes your skin look so good. And I've been through like 2 full-size jars of it. I absolutely love the Modern Minerals foundation. It's so beautiful. She makes loose powder eyeshadows, which I think she was clearing them out because she's going to be redoing packaging. So I don't know how many are still available, but I love her loose powder eyeshadows. I've collabed with her on several shades. I love her blushes. I've collabed with her on a shade with that. Her lip glosses are out of stock at the moment. I hope she brings those back. But like everything from Modern Minerals is beautiful. I love everything that she makes. And that's, like I said again, that's not just because I know her personally. I would love these things if I didn't know her. If I wasn't friends with her, she just makes beautiful makeup and I don't think that it gets talked about enough. And now she's ventured into hair care, which I think is getting more attention than her makeup did. And she makes great hair care too. Her dry shampoo is my favorite dry shampoo. She's making shampoo and conditioner, which I really love. I used today. My hair smells really good. My hair's a little bit like sort of frizzy because it's like raining outside. Usually it's like a lot more smooth than this, but like, you know, when it gets humid outside, my hair like does all kinds of weird things. But she's got like the jelly styling cream, which people love. She's got the hydrating mist. She's a texture mist. She's now released like a hair serum. I just think that in general, she's pretty underhyped. I don't think enough people talk about her stuff. So, I mean, I do. I mean, I talk about them a lot because that's what I do. Like when I love a product, I just talk about it, whether I'm being paid to or not. Naturalogic, I feel like is one of those sort of, this one's harder for me because I love Naturalogic, but I do think that she's gotten a lot of attention in like recent, like within the last year, you do see a lot of people talking about her products. So I wouldn't say her entire brand is underhyped anymore, but there are certain products in her line that I feel like, you know, are underhyped, like don't get talked about enough. One specifically is the Omni Cream. Her Omni Cream is beautiful. It is one of the best nighttime moisturizers that I've ever used. If you are someone who's got a more drier skin, you probably can use that during the day. But for me, I use that at night. It's beautiful and lush and lovely and my skin loves it. And my skin just looks amazing when I wake up in the morning. The Omni Cream is definitely one of her most underhyped products that I don't think gets enough attention. Her masks get a lot of attention for good reason because her masks are so beautifully formulated. They're so effective and they're so potent. Everything that she makes. Her body scrubs, people talk about a lot because her body scrubs are beautiful. Her cleansers, people talk about a lot because her cleansers, everything that she makes is so beautifully formulated. But for some reason, I think the Omni Cream and even her daytime moisturizer, which I think she renamed it to Equanimity, I don't think either one of her creams gets enough attention. And when I first started talking about Natural Logic, that's one of the things that I said. It's that her daytime moisturizer is amazing and it's like about to be, you know, taken off the shelves. Like she's going to veto it because it doesn't get enough love. And I think that's the same goes with, you know, the Omni Cream. Maybe people just buy it and they don't talk about it, but when you when in like the blogosphere, like when you see what people talk about when they talk about Natural Logic, I don't think people talk about the Omni Cream enough. And the Omni Cream is one of her best products. So good. But I mean, everything she makes is, I don't dislike a single one of her products. Everything that she makes is good. But the Omni Cream especially, if you haven't tried it, I believe she now has trial sizes of like every single one of her products. So give it a try. It's really, really beautiful. Earthwise Beauty, again, I talked about this when I, you know, sort of like went on my little rant in the middle there. I do believe she gets a lot of love from like the smaller community, but you know, like the bigger community, like never talks about her stuff unless it's like in a box, unless it's like in, you know, Boxwalla features it and, you know, Boxwalla works with some bigger brand or bigger bloggers sometimes. And that's the only time really you ever hear them talk about brands like Earthwise or, you know, Flower and Spice or Malaya Organics is like when they're in a box. But, you know, there are a lot of us who have loved some of these brands for years and years and years and talk about all the time. Earthwise Beauty is one of them. And I think one product especially that I don't think gets talked about as much as some of the others is the Resiliency Serum, which is amazing for acne. I love that serum for acne. I loved that serum when it was her Carrot a Day eye serum or her Carrot a Day serum, like back in the old packaging. It was beautiful. It still is beautiful. It works so well for my skin. I do think that that's one, because I think since it's tailored to like a specific skin type, it probably doesn't get talked about as much. There's like, I don't know how many people, I don't know. What am I getting at? I don't know. But the Resiliency Serum, I don't think gets enough love. I mean, I love it a lot, but from some other people. Mahalo, again, is another brand that I think gets a lot of love, but one of her products that I don't think gets enough attention is the Hawaiian Hydration. And again, this might be another one of those instances where it's like price related factor. It is I believe it's her most expensive product other than the Queen Emma serum. It's $140 and it's like a hydrating serum that's also an acne serum that's also like so many other things. It's like this amazing all-in-one serum that does like all these great things, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. Maybe just for that reason. Maybe just because it isn't maybe just because it is like a very highly priced product and maybe people just can't, I don't know, afford it, but it's one of those products where it's like, it's worth the investment because it does such amazing things for my skin. That one and the Okoko Dragon's Blood Serum. I know it's been a long time since I've talked about Okoko and there are reasons, but like the Okoko Dragon's Blood Serum I think is her best product, and not the Prestige Edition. I think the Prestige Edition is fine. I do think that's quite overpriced though. It works well, but I don't think it works that much better than the original Dragon's Blood Serum to like warrant the extra $100, you know, that it cost for the Prestige Edition. I think if you're gonna go with either one, go with the white label because it works. It works just as well. I don't really think there's much difference between the two. Maybe the red label works just like a tiny bit faster, but not much. Not $100 a bottle more, you know? But yeah, the Okoko white label Dragon's Blood, I do think is one of those sort of like underhyped products, or maybe maybe I should keep that in my, is that underhyped or is it just hyped enough? Maybe I should put that in my just hyped enough products. Forget I said all that. The Fivena mists, the hydrolots, and the mask. Fivena makes some of my, like, hydrolot wise, Fivena makes some of my favorites. They're beautifully formulated. They're severely hydrating. I love them so much. And her mask, her biocellulose mask, sheet masks are sort of like, you know, gratuitous and whatever, but like her biocellulose face mask is beautiful. And if you're gonna buy a face mask, buy hers, but I know a lot of people are like sort of moving away from like the face masks because they are. The waste that they create is unnecessary because, you know, they have to have the plastic backer on them. They're in that like single-use packaging. So it is better to buy like a dry powder mask or like a pre-made mask in a jar that can be recycled. The sheet masks do create a lot more waste. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you're gonna buy one, if you're gonna spend the money on a sheet mask and you're gonna sort of create the waste for a sheet mask, the only one that I would recommend is the 5-Ina one. It's $20, but it's like, it makes your skin glorious. It makes your skin look so good. The Aeropress bronzer and highlight. I feel like the whole Aeropress line in general is pretty underhyped. But the bronzer and highlight specifically, I think are pretty underhyped products. Like, you never hear anybody talk about them, at least I never, like the people that I follow roughly 600 people. And like, of the people that I follow, I hardly ever see anybody use them. Jana, or Yana from Small Bits of Loveliness used them for like a long time, but even I haven't seen her talk about them in a long time. I think they're beautiful. I actually used them today. So this is the highlight in Vanilla. Is it Vanilla? It's the lighter one, or is it Falling Star? I can't remember. I don't know the names. And then I have the bronzer in Tulum. I think between like my bronzer collection, my favorite bronzers like color wise are the Aeropress bronzer and the Well People baked bronzer. I love those. They just work so well. So, but yeah, Aeropress in general, I just think is really underhyped. They're an all vegan product line, maybe because they're not organic and like so many people focus on like organic and not just clean. I don't know. They're not an organic brand, but I think that they are very underhyped. I'm also wearing one of their cheek pots in Hello, the red one, I forget. Neenee Organics, I feel like is another one of those brands that's pretty underhyped across the community, which, I mean, like, I go back and forth on, it's like, do I want these things to be overhyped or like underhyped? Because if like the bigger bloggers start to talk about them, are they gonna care about me anymore as a blogger just because I'm little? But yeah, I think Neenee Organics is one of those that like deserves more love than they get, you know, across the blogosphere, just because Alex makes really potent and beautiful products, especially for acne prone skin. His detox oil is one of my favorite products of his. It is so good. The Glow Illuminator I use all the time. I love his Glow Illuminator, and the Halo cleanser. So it's divine. Just his products are just divine. I love his products so much. Prisma Palette, I feel like is pretty underhyped, though. Again, you see it a lot in the smaller community, but like the bigger community, you like never hear anybody talk about these things. Prisma Palette makes eyeshadow pans. They're all vegan. None of them have dyes. You know, it's all clean ingredients, no talc, none of that stuff. The colors are beautiful. She has so many beautiful colors. It is hard for me not to go in her store and put every single color in my cart, because I want all of her colors. They're just so beautiful. So if you are into sort of like creating your own eyeshadow palette and you're not really into like pre-made palettes, Prisma Palette will have like every color imaginable. Like, just go make your own palette. Just go do it. Just go Prisma Palette. I love Prisma Palette. Red Apple lipstick, I think, is one of those brands that's become underhyped. They were talked about a lot in the beginning, but then I think like once the, you know, green community grew and like more people released vegan and like clean beauty lipsticks, Red Apple lipstick sort of fell off the radar. But Red Apple lipstick still makes a lot of great makeup. They're starting to release collections again. I think another reason is Red Apple lipstick sort of like went a long time without releasing anything, so they just sort of like fell off the map. And like, while people don't necessarily want companies to be releasing things all the time, you do have to release something every once in a while to just sort of like, you know, stay fresh and like stay in people's minds. And you know, in Red Apple lipstick for a while, they were putting their money into other projects. You know, there were some health concerns with some of the owners and like other people in the company. So like they just like stopped producing new stuff for a while, but they've started releasing new launches again. And you'll actually see one soon. They're releasing a new collection of lip liners and lipsticks. So that's coming soon. But I do think Red Apple lipstick is it's like become underhyped when they were like one of the bigger brands in the beginning. Namari, again, it's like another one of those brands where it's like they're international, they're a little bit more expensive. You don't hear a lot of people talk of them. I think for that reason, it's like people are just like kind of like they don't I don't know, like people just don't want to invest unless they're provided PR. I don't know. I love Nnemari. Some of Nnemari's products are like some of my favorite. Nnemari Staub is the best product that she makes in my opinion. I love her Staub. I finished a full-size bottle of it recently. I love Staub so much. I love the newly formulated version of it. It is so good. It's so nourishing. It's so exfoliating. My skin just feels like silk when I use it. There is a US retailer, Aurora Beauty, who does sell her like deluxe sizes. So if you haven't tried Nnemari and you really want to, head to Aurora Beauty and buy her deluxe sizes because they are available, and that will give you like an idea of the line before you invest in like a full size. But the products that from Nnemari that I definitely think that you should try are Staub, Kokon, and Sorbet. Her Sorbet smells so good. I just love it so much. The Lynnae Purify face wash I feel like is very underhyped. It's an extremely effective acne treatment for me. And I finished a bottle of it. I just bought a new bottle of it because that stuff is amazing. That's Lynnae's best product for sure. She's got some other standard things. She has like a scrub. She has a couple of oils. She has a serum. She has a body product, couple of body products, but her best product by far is the Purify. It's a phenomenal product. And then the last thing that I have on my list, which I think is going to be the last thing, that's just for time reasons, is the Daphna's Revival Mask. And again, I feel like at least in the US market, you don't hear a lot about the international brands, but some of the international brands make some of the best products that I've tried. You know, like Flower and Spice makes some of the best products that I've tried. Neenee Organics, Nnemari, Daphna. What are some other like international brands? Perez, I mean, it's an Australian brand. They're starting to become more available here, but like, I think for the ones that aren't the most available in the US, like they just sort of get lost because there's not a lot of us US bloggers talking about them. I mean, maybe there's a lot of talk about them in the international bloggers. I don't really know. I don't follow too many. So maybe there's a lot of talk about them amongst them, but like, you know, amongst the people that I follow, I cannot think of like another single person who talks about the Daphna's Revival other than me. I'm like trying to think. And it's been a while since I've talked about Daphna's Revival just because I've had like so much else going on. But the Daphna's Revival is like one of the best masks I've ever used. Oh, it's so good. It makes your skin feel like plump and lush and beautiful. So anyway, those are my most underhyped products. I mean, I talk about these things a lot. But in terms of like other people talking about them, I don't feel like they get as much love as they should. You know? So what my list of underhyped products could vary wildly from, you know, the next person's underhyped products. Maybe you think that the products that I talked about are overhyped. I mean, that's, you know, that could be the case, but yeah, that's all that I've got for this edition as I fix my frizzy, ridiculous hair of underhyped brands and products. So the next one that I'll do, which I'll probably do in a couple of weeks, I'll probably give it about the same amount of time in between. Do like one a month or something, so maybe I'll do my next one in December. Will be products that are worth the hype. So products that I think get hype and are worth it. They're worth the hype. So I might ask you guys over on Instagram to sort of like give me another list, because I'm not sure that list that I asked for on Instagram like got enough love, like if there were enough responses from it. So I might ask you for more responses again. So start thinking now, like what products you think are worth the hype, because I'm gonna ask you again over on Instagram. And yeah, so if you are not following me over on Instagram, make sure that you are doing so, because starting December 1st, I will be putting together this really fun thing for December. I don't know. This is sort of like my last ditch effort at Instagram. And like, if I can't figure out a way to reinvigorate engagement over there and sort of just like jumpstart myself on the platform again, I might just like abandon it, because I'm like sort of tired of feeling like crap about myself. I think what my problem is like the issue that I have with Instagram is that so many brands, like they think that Instagram is like it. there are so many brands that focus only on Instagram content and not so much on like, you know, other places like, you know, YouTube or blogging so much. It's like, if you're not on Instagram, you're not relevant to them. And I feel like even like the brands that I work with, like, I feel like I don't know. I get so frustrated because I focus more of my efforts on YouTube because I just feel like it's a better platform for me. I'm a talker when I have something to talk about. Like if you meet me in real life and like we've never talked, I don't know, it depends on, I'm very different in like different situations. Like if I am with people that I have like zero in common with, I shut down and I just like sort of like stand in the corner and like wait for the thing to be over. And maybe that's why I don't have friends, is because like the people that I try to make friends with, or like were my friends in high school or like whatever, like we just don't have anything in common anymore. And maybe that's what the issue is. But like, if I have something in common with someone, I will talk forever. Like if you come over to my house and you want to talk about green beauty, like we'll talk all day. But like if I have nothing in common with somebody, I don't talk. But like if I have something to talk about, it's starting to rain again. It's been raining the last couple of days. It's been pretty quiet up until like right now, but it's starting to get like windy and rainy again. So, but yeah, if I've got something to talk about, I'll talk your ear off. But like if I don't, then I won't. So like YouTube is a better platform for me because I can just sort of like speak my mind. Instagram, I can't do the whole curated, perfectly poised pictures and captions and like posting enough to stay relevant. It's just like, it's so fucking exhausting. I'm sorry. Instagram, it makes me exhausted. It frustrates me. It makes me feel bad about myself. And like, I don't even give a crap about like the whole liking thing. Like that's coming, what is that? What they're doing now is they're like removing likes. So you can't see how many people have liked your post. I don't really think that that's going to do anything because there are still apps that like brands or people can use to sort of like track engagement. So like there are apps that brands, like I had one brand tell me they didn't want to work with me because my engagement is too low, which it is. I mean, my engagement is shit over on Instagram, but they were like giving me all these stats that I didn't even know about myself. Like, were they correct? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, like based on what I see, it sounded probably correct. They were like, you know, based on the amount of subscribe or the amount of followers you have, you only have like a 0.2% engagement or some nonsense. And like only, you know, like 95% of your audience is real and like whatever. So it's like there are apps that brands can use to like track engagement where having a like count isn't really going to make a difference. Like having or not having a like count on Instagram isn't going to make a difference because there are apps that, you know, track these kinds of things. So I don't really think removing likes is going to do a lick of good. It's just going to make people feel even worse about themselves, or like maybe it's going to make people engage even less because if they know that their likes aren't being counted, why are they going to leave a like if it doesn't matter? Anyway, I need to go because this is gonna be an hour-long video. But yeah, if you're not following me on Instagram, just do it. Turn notifications on because December is gonna be a fun month. Like I was saying, I'm just trying to reinvigorate engagement over there, and if like it doesn't happen come January 1st, like I might just drop off the platform because like I can't deal with it anymore. I'll just focus my efforts, you know, here. As I've been doing, really, like I've been pretty consistent with YouTube and like keeping up and like, you know, maybe I will stick to that and like forget Instagram, just be there, but like not put too much effort into it, which I'm sort of doing. Like I'm just posting things now, whether it gets engagement or not. Like honestly, I don't care at this point, though I do care. I care and I don't care. I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later. Bye.